Let me adjusting your shit, nigga. We already know what you look like.
Oh, you gotta get my good side.
Oh, okay.
Oh, gotta get that good side. Make sure you. What's been up, man?
Nah, nigga. Chilling. Making alcohol and working.
Out here bootlegging.
Nah, man, that's illegal. Don't do that. Might check the bar report.
What up, though?
Here with another review from TC. That's Larry. What up, though?
What's happening?
Benny the Butcher.
Let's go.
Proof.
Let's go.
Number 736 of Griselda releases in the year 2020.
It's flooding the streets.
Flooding.
I've never like I did this campaign. Like it's one thing to like just like push music out. Like we've seen artists do that. And just like the baby, like for example, most recently, is just completely on another level of just releasing album after album.
It's like
We had,
him put out his first two albums within less than a year of each
yeah,
other. Thought that was crazy. Now it's like every other month.
yeah, and we had the Good Music Takeover. Um,
Now we got deluxe versions of albums.
these cats is like, yeah, we're about to just pump everything out for the entire year. It's impressive.
Yeah, they treating it like mixtape runs, like Lil Wayne mixtape runs. Except we're gonna do it with albums because we didn't got what 3 Conway projects this year, 3 Westside Gun projects this year, 2 Benny projects. One's a label album, but we're gonna roll with 2 just for the narrative. So yeah, now we get an album fully produced by Hitboy. Hitboy's on a roll. Got the Big Sean album.
Yeah,
Got
he's doing.
this. We got the Nas.
I feel like him and Alchemist are like in some sort of battle right now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, all right, so
Like
Alchemist got like 5 albums already worked on right now, and a secret one we're in worked on right now. So now you got Hit Boy. So Benny announced this fully produced by Hit Boy. I was like, all right, this should be dope. I'm curious how it's gonna sound. Mostly because we've been hit with the Griselda sound for the most part from their in-house producers, so you kind of know what you're walking into. Hit Boy is like a curveball, not completely left field, but I was just curious, like, okay, is he gonna try and make beats that fits his style, or is he gonna make just good beats and have Benny come in and adapt? So, what'd you think of the album, man?
So, kind of like what you were talking about, how coming into the album, and usually I don't really think about what it's going to sound like, but like it's a Griselda album. So I was like, all right, this is going to sound a specific way. It's going to go, the content, and that was consistent, but he still switched it up a little bit differently. They're usually pretty predictable with how it's going to come out. And the script was followed for the most part, but like you said, there was a curveball, there was a twist. The beats threw me off, and I was thoroughly appreciated. I felt like I was at Cedar Point, hands in the air, going on a roller coaster. I'm like, this shit is live as fuck.
Roller coasters.
Huh?
I don't ride roller coasters.
Because you're soft.
That shit's trash.
No, you're trash. You're trash. Going to. What do you stick to the Ferris wheels?
No, nigga, I don't get on anything, nigga. I have motion sickness, nigga. Not all.
Take a Dramamine. You'll be all right.
I'll pass.
All right.
Them shit's trash.
We'll figure it out. Anyway. But yeah, the beats was on point, and the content, and it's not just like your regular dope money talk, dope boy talk. I forget what track it is off the top of my head, but I think it was New Streets. Actually, now I think about it, where he's talking about how rappers talk about the dope game real comfortably, and he's like, it was always spoken from like a point of luxury. I forget how the bar goes. And then he's like, yeah, I'm gonna tell it to you from a different side, and just give you a different perspective and how to come up happens throughout the process. Like, and then he had a song that's dedicated to his mom. That was fantastic,
Talking about the "Thank God I Made It" track.
bro. I was
I was
reading
like,
up on that. I was
we
reading.
got the Benny the Butcher version of "Dear Mama" going on. Like, what is?
Done. Like it was, but it was very well done. It was very very well done. I was reading up on a Hit Boy. I think I put out some on Twitter. Who was talking about or an interview. I forget what it was. He was talking about only two times that people got emotional in the studio. I think that was Nip when he did Blue Laces. It was either Blue Laces or another track, uh, or it was either that or Double Up. And that track right there uh, with Benny, so that tears were shed in the studio. You could feel it in the track. I thought the album was fantastic. I thought the album was absolutely fantastic. Um, really, album that I think we needed for 2020. Like came in like with a like a Thor hammer.
I mean, we got some good albums this year, so I'll take it as another one. The end of the year shit is gonna be interesting.
That's what maybe it's no. This is the album that I really. This is the album I needed, front to back. This album is there's no. I'm not skipping over anything in this album. Like there's not one single second of this album I'm skipping over.
Yeah, I like the whole album too, man.
The album is ridiculous.
I was
You hear
really
all
upset that I missed out on the pre-order for the vinyl.
for the red cover.
That's
I
most
saw
of
that.
that's most of the fucking Griselda vinyls you just can't buy ever.
Yeah, you can get it
And
for 130 off eBay.
I'll pass. I'll pay that for Tana Talk, but I don't even want to do that for Tana Talk 3. But yeah, man, I really like this album. The production, even though I was trying to figure out how he's gonna produce it, still threw me off a bit. I guess kind of because it's cleaner than usual.
Yeah.
For him or Griselda and their style, and in general. Um, so I guess you can say I don't know if modern's the right word, but more I don't know mainstream on the production.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and Benny was still able to come in and work those beats, which was great because people in that type of New York 90s sound. Sometimes when they get on some of that newer production that come out, like 90s rappers being on 2000s beats, you know what I'm saying? It was like, this don't work, you know? He made it work. But at the same time, for me, I prefer the grimier side. So like me, I listen to this album and everybody, I'm hearing a lot of people like, man, this is his best project. For me, it's not. I think it's his second best project. Tenant Talk 3 is still my favorite Benny. I think that one's because that's the grimiest version of him, and this is more like the more polished version of him. If that make any sense in terms of the two ways to look at the albums. I still like this though. I've rocked it a few times so far over the weekend. I know a lot of people were putting it in a album of the year, top 2, top 3. We'll see. Depends on how I keep playing it by the end of December. End of the year coming soon. Wrap up. It's gonna be.
It's gonna be here before we know it.
Yep. And Bobby ain't been here in a while, so hopefully he be on that one.
Yeah, he's got a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah. He's still on a secret mission.
Hey, COVID bubble.
Secret mission. That's all we're gonna say. Probably in the mountains somewhere.
Yeah, probably look at the binoculars, night vision.
Something. Just not to get in dotted highline though. So I've been looking at this album cover and I'm like, Why is his eyes blurred out? Burden of proof. If you don't know who I am, like, then the burden of proof is on you. Like, I don't see when you start overthinking covers and shit. It would be like, what the fuck? You're like, look, nigga, just look dope. Just roll with it.
I was that's I was going with like shit like dope.
They found a basic ass picture of that nigga and somebody was saying MS Paint and start coloring that shit in. I was like, yeah, that's it. Oh no, add a squiggly to the left.
Stamp it.
Yep. Put a little vignette around it. Give it to him.
No.
It's official. What'd you think of the features?
I think the features were absolutely amazing. I mean, Big Sean's feature was a typical Big Sean feature.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a bad verse.
Wayne?
Huh?
What about Wayne?
Wayne snapped. I loved it. I loved it.
Wayne been on a roll right now on his
What?
features and shit like that. He be on a roll right now. We're gonna see where.
You feeling
If I can only get a better album than Funeral.
But Rick Ross delivers
a Rick Ross verse.
A Rick Ross verse. True to Rick Ross verse. And on that track, see like that blending, like you said, it's something that's the type of beat you would definitely hear on a Rick Ross album.
Absolutely.
All day. And it would be probably Benny featured on Rick Ross' track.
Yep.
But it really wasn't like that. And I don't think that you can say Rick Ross outshined Benny on this track.
No, this is not the reason.
No. I know this is not the reason album, but I could say like Ross fit the track better.
Yeah, because it's a Ross style beat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Benny still did his thing, but I see where you're going with it.
Yeah.
Now Gibbs, One Way Flight. First off, that track is dope from beginning to end. And
so I guess Jay-Z helped out with the spacing on that or something.
For real?
Yeah. So I was reading up on that too. So what's the name? I don't know how they were working on it, but Hitboy emailed Hove and he said Hove, contacted him back, helped out with the spacing. It's like legendary shit. And bro, that song is ridiculous.
Yeah, that song that shit is great.
That sample, I feel like that that sample is from another song that I can't grab right now. I want to say it's like
real quick. Fuck it, Let's find out.
Or maybe it's just how his cadence starts off. It sounds very Jay-Z like.
We'll find out exactly, because I'm not the best at grabbing samples, but picking them up. But we're gonna look, because why not? One Way Flight. One day it's gonna select. Should try to give me an ad and shit, and I'm like, nah, cuz it's really giving me an ad. This is hilarious. Let's try this again. We're gonna do One Way Flight. There we go. All right, so this track doesn't like me. I don't see anything for a sample. I normally can find that shit, but ain't nothing listed.
We'll get the research department on it.
Yeah. If you figure it out, let us know.
Yeah.
Benny sounded good on there. When Gibbs come in, I'm like, oh, come on, go back to Benny. And then you don't normally say that, but then Gibbs keep going, and you're like, all right, this shit's fire.
No, it was a perfect person for the track, perfect person for the hook.
Yeah, it's almost wished like the Freddie I would have got, like I wish I could have got on Conway's last album, where that's the track where Conway is like singing and shit. It was weird. Uh, that's what I wanted this Freddy on that track, but I got it on this, so I'm good with it.
That nigga said that he controls bitches. Uh, OnlyFans. He got that computer work. I'm like, bro. He said something about getting sent home like the Clippers.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that's too soon. They ain't ready for that one yet.
Was that a bar to Kawhi? I can't remember.
I mean, just the fact that the Clippers choked, they got knocked out, sent home from the bubble.
Yeah, they trash.
Yeah, overhyped. They choked.
Yeah, you know how you overpromise and underdeliver?
Not me.
You tell her 5 minutes and you good to go, huh?
I don't put out no time. That's where you set yourself up for failure. Nope. That's a no-win situation. That's a no-win situation. Nah, bro.
All right, back to this. I can't find a fucking sample on that shit. Fuck it.
That's all good.
What's your favorite track?
That's really hard because I was actually talking about it with my homeboy. Um,
I'm good with One Way Flight being my favorite.
I can tell you probably my least favorite track of all of them is probably Over the Limit with
Okay.
Dom Kennedy.
Respect that. Yeah.
That's my least favorite track, but it's not a terrible track. I just don't like it as much. I'm probably not gonna play that one as much. But I'm looking at a track list right now.
What you think? Why you thinking? Why are you looking at the track? Go ahead. What you about to say?
Real talk that I can listen to any time of day. Probably real talk is War Paint.
Okay.
But
Of course. I mean, that's the posse cut.
yeah, but realistically, it's Burden of Proof.
Oh, you like
That
the
that
first track?
yeah, that how that beat change up, how that guitar riff goes into, how it goes from the guitar riff into the actual main part of the track. Man, yeah, he's just going in the whole track. Man,
You know, you got no chorus. You
yeah,
know, for the most part. But that's most of the album too.
yeah. It's just he was getting setting the tone right off the rip, and that beat is ridiculous. I want to say that was the same sample that came from that one track that Kanye put out where he had a conversation with Ti.
Conversation with Ti. Why am I blanking on what you're talking about?
Yeah, about how Kanye was talking. It was like a conversation when Kanye first started coming out after he about his support for Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a track where him and Ti are like basically having a conversation, but they're flowing, and it's the same beat from that. I'll send it to you.
Gotcha.
That's where that guitar riff is coming from. It's one of the tracks that Hitboy used was one that was not selected for niggas in Paris. I forget what track it is.
I'm trying to see what samples they got, and I'm not finding any samples in the moment. They may just not have it published anywhere. If I had, I think Tidal normally say samples and shit like that, maybe, but fuck that. Let me know. I don't have that shit.
I think was Timeless was one for niggas in Paris.
Okay.
That beat was made 11 years ago.
I believe producers be having shit in the vault. I was like, dude, how do you remember what you had? Do you just get bored one day and say, you know what, let me go through this folder from '96 and see what I did right here? Oh man, this shit fire. I could probably sell this right now. It's like, do you? I assume you
And
make
it's
beats
like Kanye
that
said.
pump out like 3 a day and shit.
That's what Kanye said. Lock yourself in a room doing 5 beats a day for 3 summers. And
It's a lot of beats, though.
that's a lot of beats. That's a lot. But hey, that's why they do this. And that's why we do this.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
No, but that what's your favorite track? Is One Way Flight?
One way flight. That's my shit. That shit
What's
go.
your least favorite track?
Probably over the limit.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to really say that there's a best like my
And even
like,
that track's not bad.
like Legend is still Legend is a dope ass track too. Like
Yeah.
that fantastic. I mean, there's not a bad track on here, really.
No, it's actually really good.
I would say this is. Would you dare to put this in the C territory?
No,
Ooh,
no,
no.
no, nope.
If you had
Not,
to give it, if you had to give a level of mics or stars, I'm
if
just
I was giving
curious.
Mike's, 4 out of 5. And we
I'm
ain't
wi-
out in a long time, but
I'm willing to put fucking 5 on it. Let's go.
5 on it.
Oh my god, this is an immaculate album.
It's great. I like it
Immaculate
a lot.
album.
That's why I say I can't wait to see how this year to end wrap up is gonna shape up because we still got 2.5 months for something to come out that might shake up everything.
This is
Um,
true.
and a
This
lot of really good stuff has already come out for 2020.
is very true. I want to put 5 mic,
I know
five
some things have shifted out of my 5. I
course
had
meal.
the mid year. We'll we'll see what else may have happened since then and what else is coming out.
This is
Yeah, as it
age,
stands though, I
age,
would highly recommend everybody listen to this.
this is like age wine. This is a fucking classic. This is great. Listen to it.
C word on
Listen
it.
to it. I'm putting the fucking C word on it. It's a classic ass album.
It's good.
It's a
I may
fucking.
reevaluate my shit, but right now it's a solid 4 for me. It may increase. We'll see what happens.
I'm saying, hey, first ballot. First
First
ballot.
ballot.
First ballot. I'm whole another level with this. Go out there and listen to it, boys and girls. Let us know what you think about it. Leave us a comment.
That's right.
If you got any albums you want us to review, tell it. We'll do it.
Don't get
We ain't doing like Lil Uzi Vert or anything like that.
yeah, don't get these niggas ideas in the comment section. But if you did enjoy this review, yeah, let us know in the comment section what you think. Hit subscribe. All the other silly shit they be telling people to do in the YouTube and shit for the algorithms. Hit the bells and the notifications and whatnot. Um, follow us on all our social medias, the Twitters, the Instagrams. Mic check TBR. Other than that, we out. Unless you got something else you want to add.
No, everybody be good. Wear a mask. Trump's an asshole.
Peace.
Peace.